So I've been lucky enough to live and work in a lot of different places, but something keeps on bringing me back to Boston time after time after time. And I'm going to share exactly why in this video, from the energy of the city to the unique and distinct neighborhoods and everything in between. This city truly is something special. So in today's video, I'm going to share all the reasons why Boston feels like home to me and why it might feel the same for you. So let's get started. Hey everybody, my name is Mike O'Brien. I'm a Boston real estate agent and expert helping people learn about Boston and the best places to live in this city as well. This video is a little personal for me. I'm going to share all the reasons why I chose to move to the Boston area and, more importantly, chose to call it home. So sit back, grab a snack, grab a coffee. If you're thinking about moving here, we're going to go through it. So let's get into it. Hey everyone, I'm Mike O'Brien. I'm a Boston real estate agent and expert helping people learn about Boston and the best places to live in the city as well. So this video is a little personal for me. I'm going to go through the reasons why I chose to move to the Boston area and why I've chosen to stay here in Boston. I think it's one of the best places to live in the entire nation. So if you're thinking about moving here, we're going to go through it all. So grab a beverage, grab a snack, whatever. Let's get started. Let's begin this video with a little full disclosure, some honesty, if you will. I did not grow up in Boston. I'm not a Boston native, but I have called the Boston area home 3 separate times and now lived here for over 15 years total. But I grew up in the suburbs of Philadelphia, but I've also lived in some big cities. And to be honest, because that's what we're about in this video, big city life, big city life was not for me. And suburban living, post-college, as an adult, and as life has continued along, not really for me either. There are aspects I certainly enjoy of both big city living and suburban life, but neither area truly where I wanted to end up. And that's where Boston is great. It is a perfect balance between big city living and kind of small town feel. So you get all the benefits of living in a big city: museums, theater, culture, universities, sports teams, job opportunities, food, restaurants, all those things. And you balance that out with kind of a small town feel. So Boston's compact geographically. It's so very walkable. And at times it feels quaint. You almost feels, depending on where you are, that you're like kind of walking through a charming European city at times. So Boston, to be honest, is a town you can explore in a day, but you can spend an entire lifetime finding the hidden gems in all the different neighborhoods and nooks and crannies of this town. So it's a great balance of big city living and that small town feel. So with my job, I'm certainly in my car a whole bunch driving around. I'm also walking around a lot as well, going from appointment to appointment, home to home. And I realized long ago, I much prefer walking. I like to be able to leave my place, walk down the block, grab a cup of coffee, grab a bite, grab a beverage with some friends, go see a show, a museum, sports event, whatever it is, go see a game, whatever it is. And Boston is a city that is really made for walking. Again, when you're living in the big city, when you're living in a small town, you can walk anywhere, right? It's just a matter of how long it takes you to get from point A to point B or to point C. And as we talked about earlier, Boston is just very compact geographically. So I like that I can be on the Charles River and Back Bay, and I go one way, short walk later, I'm in Cambridge. Go the other way, I'm into the South End and even South Boston. I like that I can be in the North End, maybe enjoying some good Italian food, and afterwards I can go see a Celtics or Bruins game not too far away as well. I like that I can be in Beacon Hill enjoying the brownstones there, and I can walk to the Boston Common and I'm into the theater district for a great night out in the town. So again, I really enjoy the walkability of Boston and how you can get really everywhere you want to be and to everything you want to do in this city. So as a native Northeasterner, we'll call it, I need all 4 seasons. It's just the way I'm built. And Boston definitely provides all 4 seasons in spades. Now, let's start with the winters because they can be brutal. They are cold, they are long, but they can also be stunning. That first snowfall of the year, just so beautiful, so pretty. The activities that you can take advantage of in Boston during the winter months. You can go ice skating at the Frog Pond, for example. You can go to the Snowport in Seaport, enjoy the outdoor activities there, the igloos, the curling. They have the holiday market with all the holiday lights going as well. It's really fun. Now, the spring is one of the best seasons here in Boston. In fact, we're filming this during the spring, where just this past weekend, it was perfect temperatures, not too cold, not too hot. The spring blooms were everywhere. Everyone was out and about in the city enjoying the beautiful weather at the outdoor restaurants, taking advantage of activities. It was chef's kiss, to be honest. Summers, I mean, you get down by the waterfront, you can enjoy the sunshine, you can enjoy the warm temps. You have an opportunity to get to the beach, either New Hampshire or Maine, go to the lake up there. You can head down to the Cape or Newport. And that's not to say that you're living in Boston for the opportunity to get away from Boston, but it's there if you want to take advantage of it. And the fall, probably the best season of the year in Boston. You have the changing leaves, the foliage, and really some of the best stretches of weather all year long. Again, not too warm, not too cold. It is, in my opinion, I think the best season in Boston overall. So as someone who wants all 4 seasons, Boston has them for you. As someone who's called the Boston area home for more than a decade and a half, I will never cease to be amazed about how each neighborhood area of Boston really has its own distinct personality, atmosphere, vibe, whatever you want to call it, and how you can go to these different areas and get a completely different experience every time. And I'm even more amazed about how I can go to different neighborhoods, again, sections of Boston, and stumble upon or find something new that I've never seen before. Now, some of that's due to the increased development and construction you see in the different areas of Boston. I mentioned Seaport not too long ago. This is a neighborhood that wasn't a thing not too long ago. It's a very new neighborhood when you take into consideration the historical context of Boston. But it is modern, it is trendy. Those are some words I would associate with Seaport, but constantly under construction right now, something new popping up each and every time I go down, whether it's a new restaurant or a new activity like an F1 arcade or a ping pong bar, things you need to check out every time you go down. I think of Southeast, South Boston, and how I've been around South Boston before, but I've never really been able to check out the Fort Independence area and the Harbor Walk, but had an opportunity not too long ago and able to kind of experience the waterfront and beachy vibe of Southie from that particular perspective. And so again, each neighborhood is going to provide something unique, whether it's Back Bay and kind of that luxury trendy vibe, whether it's Beacon Hill and the historic charm of that neighborhood, whether you're down in the South End and enjoying kind of the artistic atmosphere of that area, or maybe you're just going to enjoy all the Italian food in the North End. Again, part of what I love about Boston is how each section, each neighborhood provides something new every time I go. Now, part of what's brought me back up to Boston a couple times and why I've stayed here as well, not just my love of the city, which I do have, but career opportunities. And Boston's become an amazing city when it comes to opportunities, no matter your career or your profession. Now, as a realtor, I've been able to build and grow my business here in Boston. I wasn't always in real estate. In a former life, in a past life, I was a broadcaster, and Boston provided numerous opportunities to build and develop my business as a broadcaster here. But there are opportunities no matter what your profession across the landscape. And again, you'll hear about certain industries, tech, finance, healthcare, education, and those are very prevalent. But again, there are opportunities no matter the industry. I've worked with people who moved up here for those particular industries, professors, doctors, nurses, but other positions as well, other opportunities as well, be it event management, construction, biotech, and everywhere in between. Boston provides a world-class job market, rapid growth. It is an amazing place to not only build your career, but build your future. Let's be real here for a second, because one of the main reasons that I love living in Boston, and if I'm being honest, and we're trying to be honest, really the main reason I love living in Boston are the restaurants and the food scene here. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to call myself a foodie, but I like to eat. I like to go out to eat. And the food scene here is fantastic, with James Beard award-winning chefs to Michelin-rated restaurants. And it seems like the scene is just getting better and better year after year after year. Now, much like each neighborhood has its own distinct personality, each neighborhood definitely has its own distinct set of restaurants and eateries and places to grab a bite to eat. And I could sit here and name check my favorite spots from each neighborhood, but I would suggest you go to my playlist with the map tours and the neighborhood tours, where I spend a sizable amount of time going through my favorite places to eat and some of my favorite restaurants and hangout spots as well. So make sure you check those out for the individual neighborhoods. You'll see some of my favorites. Now, whether you're going to enjoy Italian food in the North End, or maybe going to Mike's or Modern Pastries to see which one has a better cannoli, or maybe you're going down to the seaport to have some great seafood, or maybe you're going to the South End to enjoy some of their farm-to-table restaurants and tapas restaurants down there as well. You're going to find a great spot to eat no matter where you go. And again, much like the neighborhoods always provide something new, the neighborhoods are always providing a great new restaurant that you need to check out and grab a bite at. And it's not just the restaurants here, the coffee scene, pretty good as well. It's not just Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, there's a lot of Dunkin' Donuts in Boston, don't get me wrong, but a lot of great coffee shops locally in and around Boston as well. So make sure you check those out. So no matter where you live in Boston, great food, great cup of coffee, just a short walk away. One of the great aspects of Boston that's very easy to get away from or escape from if you so desire. And we did talk a little bit about this earlier on, and a bit of a weird thing to say, right? What I love about Boston is I can get out of town whenever I want. And we're not saying that Boston needs to be escaped from, far from it. We're just saying there's so many things to do, so many things to see, all within striking distance of Boston. In some cases, less than 2 hours away. And in some cases, you don't even need to leave Massachusetts. So whether it's going to the beach here and heading up someplace locally like Nahant, or heading down to the Cape and enjoying the numerous beaches down there, or heading to the waterfront, Newburyport up north, maybe you want to take advantage of the fall foliage, outdoor activities. Maybe you want to go see the Boston Symphony Orchestra at Tanglewood. Go to the Berkshires out west. And of course, you can leave the state for numerous other opportunities as well. Coming back to the summer, the beach, the waterfront, go up to Plum Island in New Hampshire, or Algonquin in Maine. Head down south to Rhode Island. Newport, less than 2 hours away. One of my favorite places to visit. Great waterfront, great beaches, great downtown. Been there numerous times for anniversaries, weekend trips with friends. Again, one of my favorite places in all of New England. And of course, if we get back to the wintertime, you can check out all the skiing opportunities in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and also thinking about the White Mountains up there, where you can go for a hike any time of the year, of course. So again, part of living in Boston is not just enjoying all that Boston has to offer, but it also means you're so close to amazing day trips and weekend getaways. So there they are, all the reasons why I stayed in Boston and why I love calling this city home. Did any of those reasons resonate or connect with you? If so, let me know down in the comments below. If you're thinking about moving to Boston, I'd love to help. DM me on Instagram at Mike O'Brien Homes, or email me directly at mikeobrienhomes@gmail.com. And if you want to know more about living here, click here and you can see my full Moving to Boston playlist. Of course, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of the Boston content and videos that we put out. I thank you for watching, and I hope to welcome you to Boston sometime soon.